So we are recording. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Sure.
So Victoria, you were saying that you don't travel as much as Aaron does, but that's okay. I mean, right now, these days, I'm not traveling as much as Aaron is either. I mean, there was a day and time in my life when I did, but I don't right now. But I still, I mean, she's right, in my opinion. For me, I mean, I still go out on my deck, the ocean's there. Of course, I do coffee with Len out on the deck every morning, and that's intentional. I have a lot of people that comment on, the backdrop, the idea that we're here on the ocean, and
Yeah.
and I use that for a lot of different reasons. So, but I have a dog, and I probably should take more pictures of my dog. I took one yesterday. The dog sprawled out. The dog is sprawled. There's a California king bed in there, and this little 50-pound dog takes up 3/4 of the bed. She just sprawled across the bed. Says, "What do you want, Dad? This is my bed." You do know that, don't you? So we tend to all think that our life is pretty boring, but the reality is that there are people out there that are interested in what we're doing, and that's how we're going to. I mean, the whole point of this is that we're bringing people to us, and they've got to get to know a little bit about us. So the person, maybe Aaron will attract more people that travel than you do, but maybe you'll attract people that do other things.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, remember, is this the one where she told the story about the guy that she followed on Facebook? He did video editing.
I don't remember that. This is the one where she took pictures and she got a sunburn, or she was out doing a hike with her son, and just kept seeing marketing moments when she was out and about doing her day.
Okay.
Well, she also took the picture of the yogurt in the supermarket. It was a brand of yogurt she'd never seen before. So, hey, I never saw this before. Have you seen that? I mean, these are clever ideas. But yeah, I think she did talk about, I was in one of these two videos. Obviously, we've only seen two. Which one was it where she talked about the guy that was doing all the video editing?
The video editing, and one of his most popular videos ever, we had the most views, was him cleaning out his garage.
Yeah, I think that was today's video.
Oh,
Okay.
then I'm watching in the back, through the back office, not through the Facebook group, the units. I'm not watching the units.
Okay.
That's really good to know that they're different, because I did not know that they're different.
I didn't know that either, to be honest with you. And
Yeah.
if I were to start over again and know it, I don't know that I would change anything. And the reason is that, to be quite honest with you, I'm following Stacy's recommendation for what to do with this program, and she recommended using the videos in the group, MLSP VIP group. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not watching the other ones. But yeah, the guy cleaning out his garage was a really good example of something. And I thought about that today because I've got a storage area that is, let's just say that it could use some attention. Let's just leave it at that. But the idea of cooking and stuff too, I made a video, this goes back a year or so ago, but I made a video. I make homemade pizza quite a bit. I've been making homemade pizza for years. And yes, I do make my own crust, or roll the crust. And I used to make the tomato sauce. Now I've given up making tomato sauce. And the reason is, quite honestly, the stuff you buy in a can is, I can't do any better starting with tomatoes and blanching them and going through that whole process. I can't make a better tasting sauce. The ones that you can buy, some of the ones you can buy in the store at least. I have my own particular favorite one. But the point is, I made videos about making pizza, homemade pizza, things like that, barbecued spare ribs. So if you cook, if you've got favorite recipes you'd like to make, you can set your camera up and make a video of you making one of your favorite recipes. Timothy, who was coming to some of these, it hasn't been recently. I know what happened to him. He's had to go back to work, so he's not home yet. But he's been doing a series of live videos called Cooking with TJ. And and he's getting a lot of engagement. He loves to cook, and and if you go look at Cooking with TJ, you'll find that he's making recipes that you might look at it and say, why would anybody want to watch you cook that? I mean, it's just like, that's pretty. All I'm doing is making mashed potatoes tonight. Who wants to watch me make mashed potatoes? He's getting people watching them. So, which brings me to a good idea. I actually have my own special recipe for mashed potatoes that I maybe have to make a video of me making mashed potatoes and let my secret out.
There you go.
So, I mean, there's lots of things you can do. The biggest challenge, honestly, is a mindset challenge. It's my life isn't interesting. My life's pretty boring. I don't do anything.
Another thing that she said too, she said that your timeline is you have to think of it like your own personal reality TV show. And that's it. You get your own TV show.
My problem is I don't have any clue of what a reality TV show is. I've never seen one.
Well, it's just real life. It's just what it sounds like.
Well, I've heard of things like, a bunch of people being dropped off nude on a desert island somewhere, and they got to figure it out. I mean, wasn't that reality TV?
Yeah, but it could be anything. Even people like just hanging out at home,
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I don't remember what all the titles were of reality TV shows I've heard of, but I can tell you some of them were pretty strange, and I didn't have any interest in them. Still don't. Never did. Never watched any of that. I personally have not had a connection to the television world for, I'm going to say 20 years, but it might be 30. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long, long, long time. I just don't have a connection. I turn on the television and nothing happens unless I put a movie in the DVD player or plug my computer. I mean, I can always plug the computer into the TV. I watched a Trump speech the other day just by plugging my computer in. Hang on for a minute, okay? Come on in. Come in. Yeah, I was. Come here. Give me just a second here, okay, ladies? Be right.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to jumpstart the band.
No problem.
And but I'm also on a live call right now. It'll be over in maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
I got cables, I got this, I got that. So just,
Okay, I got cables too.
okay.
right.
I was on the phone.
Right. Yeah, no problem. No hurries. So here's a marketing moment. I've got to go jumpstart the van.
So you're supposed to share those things.
Yeah, I know. I have to be very honest with you.
You know what she said? She said, you should share things when things go wrong. Those are like golden moments to share.
Yeah. I don't recommend throwing your spaghetti on the floor intentionally, however.
Right.
I would prefer not to have to clean that up.
Yeah.
But she's right. And if I really reflect on that, I've had a lot of things that have happened that I could have taken a picture or two of or made a little video about. And I had last year at Christmas, we had a sort of an urgent situation here at the house. I had a woman in the house here who couldn't breathe. So she was having a severe asthma attack. We had to get her out of the house. Long story there, I won't bore you with it. But in the process of getting her out of the house, I left 2 dogs in the house. And when I came back, well, let's just say that Christmas dinner was substantially modified. It started off with a bowl of cranberries, fresh, homemade cranberries. I don't buy the stuff in a can. I make them myself. Well, I don't make the cranberries. I just cook them. And my cranberries were all over the kitchen floor,
Ah,
including one of my favorite dishes. It was all over the kitchen floor in pieces.
oh.
So anyhow, yeah. So lifestyle stuff. Who are you? People want, as we bring people to, as you begin to bring people to your timeline, they, and I do this. I mean, I really do this. When I vet people, and I've been doing this for a long time. When I vet people, I go to their timeline. The first thing I look at is their profile picture. It's the first thing I look at. If there's no profile picture there, or if it isn't a picture of them, that raises flags immediately. But I recognize that a lot of times some people don't realize the importance of that. So I'll just chalk it off. I'll say, okay, let's check out the rest of it. Then I look at the cover photo. Is there a cover photo? No cover photo? All right, this may be a fake profile. Let's look a little further. And, and I get a lot of fake profiles, and a lot of the fake profiles I get, in fact, somebody asked this the other day, but a lot of the fake profiles I get are, they say they're women. Yeah, and their interests are not, let's just say their interest might be business, but it's not network marketing.
Mm.
So I usually get rid of them right away. And then I get probably 2 or 3 a week women from the Philippines they're looking for a rich American to marry them, get them a green card, and
Yeah.
bring them to America. They're looking to get out of the Philippines. So I get a lot of those. Women are targeted by people who are wearing military uniforms, and they're a general in the U.S. Army or some damn thing. I don't know how many generals
And
the
they're
Army has.
widows, or widow or widower,
Yeah,
or they're recently divorced. Yeah.
and some of that's legitimate. I am a widower, and so but I'm not standing there wearing a general's uniform. And I think if you look at I think anyone looking at my profile would reach the conclusion that I'm probably a real human being.
Yeah.
But women have to be very, very, very careful. And I am very sensitive to, really sensitized about putting your kids out front, little kids, especially little girls. I mean, Ray Higdon, I love Ray Higdon to death. I absolutely love him to death, but I think he does way too much advertising of Sabrina.
Mhm.
It just makes me nervous
Yeah.
that he's got Sabrina out there out front so much, and especially in stories. And there's another woman that has her little girl up all the time, and it makes me nervous. To worry about them.
Yeah, I'm even hesitant to share my grandsons, so much. I don't do that much with them either.
Well, I think there's a combination of things too. Like one of the things that in yesterday's video, Aaron recommended is if you're a woman, especially if you're a single woman and you live in a small town, that you don't tell people where you live. And
That's right.
you put yourself in the next major city or someplace, especially if you're going to put pictures up of your kids or grandkids. You want to be sure that you're not also at the same
Right.
time advertising an address or where you live and that sort of thing. So at least put some caution in. So
Yep.
I don't know what else to say about today. If anybody has any questions, I have a few more minutes, and if not, I'm going to go jumpstart my van.
I just have one quick question. So if you're doing a lifestyle post, I'm trying to balance it with what Stacy was saying about talking about different pain points every day and then posting once a day. So if you're doing a lifestyle post, do you include a pain point, or don't worry about it? Like, mix it up.
I think mix it up, and I also think the standard these days is post 2 to 3 times a day. It's not limited to once. And so, like I was talking to Karen earlier before you came on, and Karen made the observation yesterday that Stacy and Erin have sort of different approaches, one more lifestyle, one more pain points. But I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think that, for example, for me, I still do my coffee with Len videos in the morning, and typically those are the pain points. And then if I put a second post up later in the day, it's going to be more about lifestyle. And also, don't forget, we haven't really been talking much about Facebook stories, but you're going to hear more about Facebook stories in the days ahead. And while your timeline is limited to 2 to 3 posts a day, because the news feed is jammed up, the stories are not. You can post 10 stories a day. And so if you look at the stories, a lot of the stories are more lifestyle. And that's where Ray Higdon has Sabrina example. There's lots of little stories about the kids and doing things with them, things like that. So I think, and that's where a lot of times TJ's putting up his cooking with TJ. So I think you can do one pain point a day, and I think that's plenty. And then maybe a second post late in the day, pain point in the morning, a post in the afternoon, and then do a couple story posts, whatever you have time for.
Okay,
That's
good.
that's what I'm doing.
That
And
makes sense.
if you ever get a chance to ask Erin or Stacy, get their opinion too, get their read. It'd be interesting to see what they have to say.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Call it a day? Back to sightseeing?
No, we're going home now.
Okay. When do you go home?
Friday.
So just a week there.
Yeah.
I bet this week is blasting up by awfully gosh darn fast.
Yeah. Tomorrow's already Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station. And I'll send out a reminder, so maybe we'll get more interaction going. All righty?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.